location.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a great benefit.
Being kind of new to the firefighter discussion, only this might be my second podcast, I didn't realize that's a great benefit that could be mutually beneficial in our partnership between the Wyoming Guard and the Wyoming firefighters. That's fantastic.
And we work to take advantage of the Wyoming Chiefs grant that we've achieved over the years to assist with training and some scholarship opportunities occasionally as they come up. And then we have a small stipend program in Worland, but certainly the pension is the lion's share of that.
Yeah. In my conversation with Chief Coy back in October, and you'd mentioned it, when you're 25, $650, that nobody's thinking 20 years down the road for $650, but as we get closer to the retirement horizon, I don't see $650. I see a truck payment.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that you're working part-time as a firefighter, helping your community, giving back to your communities, and then you walk away with a truck payment. Maybe is a way to look at it.
Absolutely it is. And, you're very spot on in that aspect of, you put a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of camaraderie and a lot of fun involved. There's some hard times, but there's a lot more camaraderie and good times. And in pretty short order, you have something that you can fall back on.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that so camaraderie? Do you see that comes from just regular interaction, or is it through hard situations that they've got hard calls or whatever that?
Well, I think that it is all of the above. We work to do different things, different events, both with the families and with the firefighters. We have on our crew nights for our business meetings where we're doing truck checks and getting everything taken care of. We have a crew night dinner, and one of the crews is responsible every month for putting the dinner on. And so we have a little bit of a dinner starting at 6, and then they go out and take care of truck checks, and we have our business meeting at 8 in the evening. And so they have an opportunity to sit around and visit and just enjoy each other's company. And that's certainly a way for the camaraderie. When you're sweating or you're cutting line or you're going in the building under an air pack with somebody, that works to create trust and certainly camaraderie.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, do you happen to have any guardsmen currently in your volunteer force?
Right now, we do not. I've got 8 individuals that have transitioned out of the Guard.
Oh, okay.
Certainly over the years, some have served overseas in different capacities. But right now, active, no. I do not have any active currently.
But sounds like you got a couple of veterans on your staff.
Absolutely.
In your crew.
We've got 8 folks that have served in either the National Guard, active Army, or in Navy or Marines.
Right on. Good.
Have any of them said why, as they left their military service, what drew them to your department?
A lot of it is the same things that the military brings. Because fire service really, some people like to, compare it to a paramilitary. They're very structured.
Okay.
And so the structure, the camaraderie, the knowledge of there is a hierarchy, and so there's leadership there. And so, but just in general, the opportunity to be with friends and do stuff that benefits our community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of similarities I see. just visiting with different fire chiefs, that seems to be a consistent. We have a lot of the same, without stereotyping people, we got a lot of people cut from the same cut of cloth.
We do very much.
Very much.
A lot of type A personalities, a lot of people that they want to give back to their community. It's about community service.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
There really is almost no better way, whether it be the Guard, the fire service, as a volunteer, EMT, certainly our law enforcement partners, most all of them are certainly career.
Yeah.
Search and rescue, they're giving back to your community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm kind of struck by your comment about 200 to 250 calls a year is what you're doing with 26 people. That seems to fit a lot with, General Porter's emphasis of the sword and shield. So I think that our local first responders really are an integral partnership in that shield aspect of what we're trying to accomplish as guardsmen as well. Is there, you guys absolutely a shield to our communities from those bad things that people can't control. So
absolutely,
that's another layer of partnership, I think, that may go unnoticed or unrecognized quite a bit. And you touched on trust a little bit, Chief Kocher.
Yeah, how do you go about building that trust with your volunteer firefighters?
Well, it certainly doesn't come immediately,
right?
As you know, but as you begin to train with somebody and with an organization, and you start to realize that you're relying on that individual to hold up that portion of an assignment,
right?
And that you need to hold up another portion of an assignment for that to be successful. And you learn to trust that individual has your back, and is going to make sure that you get out of a structure fire, or that they're watching over both your backs when you have wildland fires and you're cutting line or you're hotlining. That goes a long ways, and a little bit of time, and people come to find out that, hey, I can trust I can trust these people. I can trust in what our leadership is assigning, because they have our best interests, and so trust doesn't come immediately. You can't order somebody to have trust.
For sure.
Right.
That comes with time and with training and the ability for them to see
as they interact, and they learn one another, and they interact with each other. That's exactly. Hey, let's talk about, just because it's kind of unique to the Guard, maybe. We have Wyoming Guardsmen, and by no means do we want anybody to leave the Wyoming Guard. We're in a constant recruiting position, the same as you had mentioned. But as soldiers' lives change, on occasion a soldier has to leave Wyoming, and they can transfer to a different state Guard organization. Is the training that your firefighters receive, are there different standards across the states, or is it same and they can transfer easily into a different community, say in Colorado or the Dakotas, or?
Yes, depending on where they're going, what their level of certification is.
Okay.
In the state of Wyoming, we work with the Wyoming State Fire Marshal's Office and Wyoming State Forestry. So we train on the wildland side to NWCG 310-1, which is standard across the board for wildland firefighting.
Across the nation.
Across the nation.
Okay.
So if you have a NWCG class, here, that's going to transfer to another community to assist with achieving a red card or a specific certification. They may require some additional things or some proof in terms of completion of tasks, things of that nature. But as a whole, classes do transfer. When it comes to structure firefighting, the Wyoming State Fire Marshal's Office, we work to certify to the NFPA 1001 standard for Firefighter 1 and Firefighter 2. And so any state that works to use NFPA 1001, 1002, that has the ability to transfer. We also have the potential to get your certifications accredited, so they can transfer directly across, and they have a it goes into some other stuff, but you have basically, depending on when you get certified, you have about a 5-year window that accreditation is good for transfer before it has to be recertified or updated.
Okay, so, and obviously, you know, you're not looking for people to transfer out. It happens, but more importantly, it sounds like a lot, and you know, it sounds like a lot of firefighting training standards are pretty standardized across the board. So it would be easy for people to transfer, or could be easy for people to transfer into your districts and not really miss a lot.
No, absolutely. I mean, I've had folks bring in their certifications, and we've had folks that have come in that have had DOD Firefighter 1 certifications or Firefighter 2, and I've been able to review those and submit them to the state and had reciprocity there.
Perfect,
and,
good.
So they're not creating duplication effort. Certainly they have to become familiar with our SOGs and SOPs as far as how we respond. Mm-hmm. But it's that trust and time factor that you're developing with any agency.
Absolutely, just your local best business practices within in-house type of stuff. Very similar to the Guard.
Yeah, it does sound very similar to the Guard. We have, with the soldiers' MOSs, they have training for that, and then there are additional certifications, and if they move to different units, that automatically transfers. But then we also have to continually be, as people move in and out, we're doing our training together to make sure that they understand unit SOPs and procedures, and it's a constant process for us, as it sounds like it is for you.
It is. It never stops.
Never stops. Never stops. Hey, I'm looking over just information a little bit again here, Chief Kocher, and it says some educational benefits that may be available to people out there that'll listen to us, or if they're interested. You can help them get EMS certified.
We do have the ability to work with our partners to help them get through their EMT basic, and then they can go on from there through partnerships with both the 10 Sleep Ambulance and Cody Regional, and then we have the availability. Over the years, the Wyoming Fire Chiefs Association is achieved several different AFG grants, which allow active firefighters in your unit to apply for scholarships. And as long as they're active and they're going to a school in state, it can be online or in person, but they just have to stay active. They can achieve scholarship, which helps pay for some of that school.
For continuing their further education.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit that I would assume a lot of people take advantage of.
We do have some people take advantage of it. We've had some over the years that have achieved their fire science degrees by taking advantage of that. So.
Good deal. Well, what else would you like us to know about the Worland Fire Volunteer Fire?
Well, I think the most important thing is that we just never stop recruiting. It's a constant thing, as it is with the Guard, and that an individual, when they look at how much time they have, some of the busiest people make the best firefighters. Again, because they know how to schedule, they have time management skills, and if it's something they want, if it's something they're interested in, people will figure out a way to make time and jockey their schedule around to be able to accomplish that.
Perfect. Yep. And I understand you're about to participate or listen to a recruiting and retention panel here in the Ramkota.
We are.
We got a mixed audience of presenters and